Welcome to the deep dive. So today we are jumping right in, no gentle introduction. We're going straight into a really high-stakes investigation. It's being led by a private investigator, a man named Lunia, based out of Jaipur. And the sources you brought today, they paint a picture of something much bigger than a simple mystery. It feels more like a strategic war on two fronts.
It's true. And what's so compelling right from the start is that we're not talking about local crime. This is a clash between, high-level private intelligence work on one side and really profound ancient history on the other. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We need to distill who the key players are, define this incredible ancient tech at the center of it all, and then, most importantly, analyze the three strategic moves Luni has to pull off to win.
All right, let's get right to it. The centerpiece of this whole puzzle, the Raksha. This is what Lunia is after, and our sources give us this really specific description. It's an ancient Indian hydraulic automaton. That's very specific jargon. What's the real takeaway for us? What does that actually mean?
Well, the real takeaway is that Luni is basically trying to decipher a lost branch of science. We have to stop thinking of the Raksha as some kind of, mystical object. We should see it as a sophisticated machine, one that runs on fluid dynamics.
Fluid dynamics, so like water pressure and things like that.
Exactly. An automaton suggests complex, maybe even programmable clockwork. But all of it is driven by water.
Wow. So if the sources are right, Lunia isn't just recovering some old relic. He's attempting to reverse engineer a 1,000-year-old piece of advanced tech, something that could, it could change how we see ancient physics.
That's it, precisely. And this technological angle, it dictates his entire approach. His main goal isn't just to get the machine, it's to decipher its true power, which means he has to understand the core mechanism, the design itself. It's an engineering mission, really, not just detective work.
And that forgotten knowledge is what makes it so valuable.
So valuable.
Now, Lunia is obviously working in a very crowded field here. He's not the only one who sees the value in this. Which brings us to the opposition. This organization with a surprisingly gentle name for what they do. Three Bells.
Right. And what's so fascinating is that Three Bells doesn't actually seem that focused on stopping Lunia from getting the Raksha. Their attention seemed to be somewhere else. They're preoccupied with a totally different objective.
Okay, what's that?
They're trying to secure the legendary Malabar stone.
Okay, let's unpack this a little. This is getting complicated. A double chase. So Lunia is trying to decode the machine, the Raksha, and at the same time, Three Bells is going for this other historical prize, the Malabar stone.
Yes, and that implies the whole mystery involves a hunt for two massive artifacts at the same time.
And they must be connected somehow.
Yeah. If we connect the dots, it suggests they're interconnected. Maybe the Malabar stone is the power source for the Raksha, or a key, a component it needs to run. And the fact that Three Bells can run these two huge high-risk operations simultaneously, that tells you something.
It tells you they have resources.
Global reach and almost unlimited resources. Lorania is up against a giant.
Which makes his position just incredibly dangerous. He's trying to get two artifacts while fighting this massive, well-funded adversary. This leads us right to his immediate strategy, what he has to do right now. Our sources are very clear on this. He has three main goals, and they all seem to be interlocked.
And these goals are fascinating because, they force Lorania to completely shift his skill set. He has to go from being a technical expert to a psychologist almost, and then finally to a political operator.
Let's start with the first one, which is where the knowledge is. Goal 1, deciphering the artifact. He has to fully decode the Raksha's design. This is the foundation, right?
It has to be. If he can't figure out the machine, he can't guess what Three Bells plans to do with the Malabar stone, assuming they're linked.
Right, but just having the blueprints isn't enough.
No. Technical schematics are useless unless you have someone who can actually understand them. And that leads to the most volatile element of this whole thing. Goal 2, finding the human connection.
Dr. Arjun Nambiar.
Dr. Arjun Nambiar.
And Dr. Nambiar is so important because he is explicitly called a disgraced professor. Lunia has to find him, and that disgrace part is where all the tension is.
It really is. This raises such an important question about his motives. The sources don't say why he was disgraced. And that adds this huge layer of psychological complexity.
So was he disgraced for academic fraud? Maybe he exaggerated the Raksha's power?
Was he disgraced because he found something real and refused to hand his research over to someone? Like Three Bells.
A person who's had their career ruined is either desperate for redemption, which would make him reliable, or he's desperate for money and completely compromised.
That's the tightrope. Lunia's job isn't just to find him. He has to figure out almost instantly if Nambiar is an enemy or an ally.
And that one judgment call could decide everything. If Nambiar is an enemy, it's a dead end. But if he's an ally...
He's the only person alive who can unlock the Raksha's secrets.
And even that might not be enough. If we look at the third goal, it seems like Lunia knows he can't win this fight alone, even with Nambiar.
Right. Goal 3 is a huge shift in tactics. He moves from stealth to public confrontation. The goal is public exposure.
Yes, he needs to contact a high-level official, or maybe a journalist, to publicly expose Three Bells. That's a massive pivot for a PI.
It is. He's recognizing that Three Bells is just too big to be dismantled from the shadows by one person.
So a calculation, then.
It's absolutely a calculation. He's figuring that the power of Three Bells comes from their secrecy, their ability to operate outside the law. So by dragging them into the daylight, by bringing in the media or politicians, he creates this external pressure that could cripple them way faster than any direct fight.
He's choosing leverage over stealth.
Exactly.
But that choice is so incredible.